Greetings traders, Zach here from the Trading Network. Hope you guys are doing well and that your week is also going well so far. It is Wednesday, July 28th, and I have another daily market profile recap for you guys for both the ES and the NQ futures markets. So let us waste no time and dive right into the market profile, starting first and foremost with the ES profile, that is. And now that we have the key levels up on our chart, let us dig right in. I'll go ahead and hide these for now. And we will start with the prior range high at 44.04, which was my first key level that I was looking at. Second key level I was looking at was the prior value area high at 43.95. Third key level was the overnight POC, just a couple points below that, right here at 43.9350. The fourth level that I was looking at was the prior point of control. That was the point of control from yesterday's regular trading hour session. That's at 43.8525. And last but not least, I was looking at the overnight low down here at 43.7975 on ES. Now, if you flip over to NQ and get into the key levels for NQ, you'll see a very similar pattern here where I was indeed looking at the prior range high for the first key level as well. That one was at 15,107. The second key level I was looking at was 15,052. That was the overnight low from the July 26th into July 27th overnight session. The third key level I was looking at was the most recent overnight high at 15,019. Followed up by 14,950, which was yesterday's value area high. You can see that also coinciding with yesterday's initial balance low, which for those of you not familiar, the initial balance low is the low of the opening 1 hour range. And last but not least, I was looking at the prior POC once more at 14,921 on NQ. So if we scroll down here and start with, first and foremost, we'll start with the headline risk because we did have FOMC today. It was later in the afternoon, so I personally only traded for like about 45 minutes to an hour, locked in about $3,500 and was done for the day. I don't really have any interest in being involved in a market where there is outlying fundamental factors. I'm a technical trader, so I stick to my edge. So with that said, just to reiterate there, I traded for a little bit in the morning, and because we did have FOMC in the afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern, I was done much before that. So getting into my pre-market analysis, the overnight inventory was balanced on ES and NQ. So if I pull up my levels here and I hide these other arrows, you can see that settlement price, the prior settlement price, was right around here, actually right around the prior value area high and the initial bounce low at 14,950, call it. So you can see that the overnight profile was basically split by settlement, making it a more balanced overnight session or a more balanced overnight inventory. And you can see the same thing here with ES as well, 43.9450, basically splitting the overnight profile perfectly. So when we have a balanced profile, when we open up within prior range and value or close to opening up within prior range and value, there is more likely to be ranging price action because the market is neutral. So when we open with a balanced market, you can say that there is a higher probability for ranging price action until one side takes over, until one side moves and holds above a major area of interest. And today, as you can see, we basically just range. We did not move and hold above the prior range high or the prior range low on NQ, and basically did pretty close to a value area rotation within about 3 points. And then if we look at the NQ chart, you can see that once again, we ranged just back and forth within yesterday's range as well. So it was a much tighter range. Obviously, yesterday's profile, 332 points. So I was leaning towards upside. I was looking for a move and hold above this 1519 level, which we'll discuss shortly. And we did not really get acceptance above that level. We got pushed down back below. And again, we continue to range on NQ as well. So you can see that I mentioned that this balanced profile means that a majority of PA is not on either side of yesterday's settlement and that the sentiment is neutral. At the time of writing, we were looking to open inside prior range but above value, and this tells us first and foremost that trending price action is slightly more likely. So I know it could be kind of confusing with what I mentioned just a minute ago, but you have to take all of this information into effect. So when we have a profile open type that is opening within prior range but above value, then there is a slightly greater possibility that we will trend, But because of the balanced overnight inventory, it's kind of two conflicting pieces of information, if that makes sense. So the balanced overnight inventory tells us that, there's a good chance that we're going to range, and the open above prior value tells us that there is a possibility of trending price action if we can hold above that level. So this helps us create the if-then scenario and find our line in the sand level, because we can have the ranging price action in mind, we can have the balanced inventory in mind, but we can also keep in mind that we have a line in the sand that will tell us, okay, if price does get accepted above this level, it's very likely for us to move above and go into our next higher profile levels, which we actually did. We moved into the overnight low, prior range low, overnight low here, but we did not quite make it to yesterday's high. So with that said, let's get down into the rest of the analysis. Today I was looking at the prior range highs on ES and the overnight high on NQ. So you can see the overnight high right here, 15,019. And if I flip over to ES, I was looking at basically the overnight high and the prior range high because they were at the same price. So my thought was, if we could move and hold above the highs, then we were very likely to move back into these prior highs and retest them. The price action that we saw today was sellers stepping in once we peaked above the highs, and we actually have a single print selling tail on ES. And if we zoom in a little bit more, we actually have a single print selling tail on NQ as well. So that tells us that the higher time frame players are not interested, or were not interested today, in buying above the overnight highs from earlier in the week, or the overnight lows rather. So I am neutral. I'm staying neutral when I see a single print selling tail like that. I am keeping the range bound price action in mind. Sure, it might be, a little different than what we have laid out. We moved up a little bit, and we actually tested. If I draw a line right here, you can see that we are pretty close to the value area low from that overnight session, value area low from the session before that, regular trading hour session, and then the overnight value area low right here from the 25th into the 26th session. So that was another level that I didn't have marked, but a profile area or a profile zone that worked out as resistance today. So if, again, just to reiterate, if we could move and hold above those levels, I was looking for that upside conviction to develop based on the profile open type, but we could not hold above it. So it's that simple. Just play the range until it really breaks with conviction. So I was looking for upside directional conviction if we could move and hold, and if we could not, I was looking for a break back into yesterday's value area and a rotation of that value area from yesterday on both indices if prior value area high does not hold as support. So you can see that we moved through prior value area high on NQ there, 14,950, and we moved right through value area high on ES as well for very close to a rotation of that value area. So moving into these scenarios, just to reiterate a little bit, upon open, I was looking to see if we could get acceptance above prior range high on ES and the overnight high on NQ. If we could move and hold above, you guys know the deal. I was looking for a move into these higher levels, which we did not get. And if we did not move and hold above, I was looking for that value area rotation, which we did get, okay? So I won't waste any more of your time reiterating the same technical analysis, and we'll move right into the summary. Starting with the line in the sand level on ES at 44.04, which was yesterday's high. You guys probably know that we did not actually hit any upside targets. We got very close. We got very close to that 44.0875, 44.0850 level, which was the point of control from July 26th regular trading hour session. So if you were long, in this area, you could see the price structure. If I flip over to my regular chart real quick, you will see that once we got up to this area, very, very close to the first target, but we had R1 here, okay? And at R1, we put in a local top. I will zoom in and show you guys the candlestick structure. We had this candle close below the low of this, and for further confirmation, we had this bar close below the low of this bar, and we had bearish divergence there, right? So if you're long, from here, targeting this area, targeting above that area, perhaps you close your trade when you see the toppy candlestick structure get put in combination with that bearish divergence, which is confirmed on that candlestick structure, mind you. So let's go back to the profile. Let's dig into these downside targets because we did not have any upside targets hit. Starting with the first downside target at 43.95. 43.95 was yesterday's value area high. Second downside target, 43.93. That was the overnight point of control. Third downside target, 43.85. That was yesterday's point of control. That was also today's initial balance low, the bottom of the opening 1 hour range to be precise. And the next downside target I was looking at was 43.7975. That was the overnight low. And last but not least, my final target was 43.7425, which did not get hit. We got close, but once again, we got a single print buying tail here at the overnight low, which was pretty awesome to see because we had great confluence there as well. And let's see if I can actually show you guys some of these trades that I took. I think I can. Lovely. Hold on one sec. All right. So I will show you guys trades that I took on NQ here using the market profile levels. I actually had to take care of some stuff for the first 20-30 minutes of the session. So I came in 7:55 my time, 9:55 Eastern. I saw price pop up on this big move. We call it a three-step shift. Here's some little alpha for you. We got bullish divergence, and then we have higher lows. This is one of my favorite setups. It is a very, very high probability setup, above 80% probability to be precise. So once I saw the three-step shift get put in, price pulled back into the opportunity zone, also lining up with settlement, prior initial balance low, and prior value area high. So I entered right here on the close with this candle above this candle. I put my stop loss below here, and I started peeling profit as it appeared that price was getting a bit weaker with the oscillators. I'm totally cool entering, exiting, and then just re-entering on the next setup. You can see right here, very similar setup, except we had bullish divergence here. This is one of my A+ setups. Bullish divergence in the opportunity zone. I'm giving you guys a lot of juice in this video that I do not normally talk about on my daily recaps, so I hope you guys are taking note of this and taking advantage of this information. So bullish divergence, I entered here, stop loss below the first lower deviation of VWAP as well as the opening range low. Both of these are part of the Trading Network proprietary indicator package, and they offer great protection for your stop losses. Took profit at the second upper deviation of VWAP on 2 contracts, and that was that for that trade. Next trade, I entered 5 contracts on NQ, once again inside the op zone, oscillators curling and crossing up, stop below the opportunity zone, taking quick profit here because I had more size on, making sure that I'm securing profit, managing my risk properly, and making sure that that risk management is number 1 in regards to my trade focus. So you can see that my last trade of the day was actually a losing trade. It was a stop out with 2 contracts. I used less size here on this trade than I did on this trade because this was a lower probability trade. I still liked it. I thought it was still worth the risk, but it's important to grade your trades, make a measurement based on the probability, and based on the probability of the trade, that should determine how much size you're using. So I got stopped out of that, and that locked me in about $3,500. These trades, these are the only trades I took on the day. Opzone trades using our profile levels and the Trading Network proprietary indicator package as confluence, and once again locked in a little under $4,000 for the day in less than 1 hour of trading. So just to show you guys, I took my first trade at 7:55 a.m. my time, and I took my last trade at 8:38. So less than 1 hour of trading, $4,000. Call it a day. Now back to the profile. We will move into the NQ key levels here. Let me switch my chart up a little bit. And we will get into the line in the sand, 1540. We'll get into the line in the sand, which is 1519. That was the overnight high right there. The next level, 1540 to the upside. We actually did get some upside targets hit on NQ, so we'll go over those. 1540 was the first upside target. That was the regular trading hours low from July 26th. The next upside target was 1552. That was the overnight low from the 26th into 27th session. And the next upside target was 107 up here, the prior range high, which we did not get hit. So we had 2 upside targets hit on NQ. And if we move into the downside targets hit, we got a little bit more action there. So once we moved below and held below 15,019 for a little bit, that opened up some downside pressure, opened up some bearish divergence off of those major levels, which we just looked at, starting with the 14,951 level. And that was a level that we've already talked about quite a bit in this video. The initial balance low, the prior value area high, and settlement from yesterday. So that was a nice target. And that was a ways away from our line in the sand level. So even if you held small chunks of that, you're getting substantial profit. So make sure that you guys are using these trade plans to your advantage, because there are a lot of good levels and a lot of good edge that you can take from using these profile levels. So next lower level I was looking at was right here, 14,937. That was the overnight point of control, this pink line right here. That indeed get hit as well. Next level was 14,922. I was looking at this prior POC level right here from yesterday. It was a regular trading hours session, the July 27th session. And the second to last and the last profile targets were actually also hit in the initial balance. So if I zoom in here, you can see this green area of the profile basically spanned the entire profile other than about 10 points. So this area was encompassed and created this initial balance. The entire profile essentially encompassed the initial balance. So when we see that, it's very likely that one of those sides is going to break in the next session. So keep that in mind as well. So with the last target that got hit, I was looking at this 907, 908 level, and that was a prior POC from the regular trading hour session of July 22nd. So we moved through that. We got relatively close to pushing to that overnight low, but we didn't get there. You know, it was about 30 points or so. But a lot of opportunity in this range if you can wait for price to come to your major levels and take the divergence, or if you can use the opportunity zone on, you know, what I would refer to as a micro trending move from the bottom to the top of a large range. When we have a range that's almost 200 points, that is going to give you this micro trending opportunity, but it's important that you're getting in at the right spots with proper areas of protection like you saw me take in those trade examples that I showed you there. So all in all, pretty rangy day, even though on NQ, you know, it was a very wide range comparatively to ES. So on ES, no upside targets hit. We had some downside targets hit on ES. And on NQ, we had both upside and downside targets. So there was immense opportunity as long as you were able to stay conscious of the divergence, the major levels, and the narrative. The narrative is important, and that's why I release a trade plan every single day, because the narrative keeps me conscious of the technicals. It keeps me out of my emotional brain and keeps me trading my plan. So I think this is probably going to be a little bit longer of a video than usual, but I hope that you guys enjoyed the extra bit of information. I hope that you guys take value from me walking through my trades on chart and understanding how I use my regular candlestick chart with the TTN indicators in combination with the market profile. So lastly, I just want to thank you guys immensely, as always, for taking the time to watch this content. If you do enjoy what you see, please feel free to like and subscribe down below. And also check out the links in the description below, where you will find a link first and foremost to our free Facebook group, where I release these trade plans based on market profile for ES and NQ every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, New York Open. You will also find a link to our website, thetradingnetwork.io, where you can learn more about one-on-one trading mentorship with me. I offer 4-week programs, 10-week programs, and a few other varying lengths. These are intense trader mentorship programs where we work one-on-one together every single day of the week, every single trading day of the week, I should say, on Zoom for 1 hour. So we can sit down, review your trades. I can help you with your edge. I can help you with your trading psychology and much more. So please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about my mentorship. In addition to the mentorship, you can also find more information about the Trading Network proprietary indicator package, which you have seen quite a bit of in this video today. You can also learn more about joining our private Discord group, where you can watch me trade live on a daily basis every morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. It is a two-way Discord stream, so anybody watching the stream that is in our private group can also turn their microphone on and ask me questions and trade with me live in real time. I discuss trading ideas, I discuss why I'm taking trades, the technical factors, my targets, take profits, stop losses, things like that. Anything you guys are curious about, you can ask me in real time while I'm trading. Last but not least, you guys can learn more about the Fundamentals of Futures Trading course, which is a comprehensive course that discusses varying strategies for different market conditions. So we give you a trending strategy, we give you a ranging strategy, trading psychology tools, and much more. If you guys have any questions about any of the products I've offered, about any of the analysis that I have discussed today, please do not hesitate to reach out anytime. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Discord, shoot me an email at info@thetradingnetwork.io, or leave a comment down below and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this content and being a part of the Trading Network, and I will see you guys in the next video.